coming, everybody. Coach, you want to start us off with an opening statement, and then we'll open up for questions.
We're definitely excited about our 2022 signing day class. We feel like that we've addressed a lot of needs and brought in a lot of great young men that want to make a difference and prove their worth early and get a great education and be a part of a tremendous institution and a hungry football team. So a lot of positions we felt like we've been able to improve with some young talent, and quite a few of these guys are going to come in and compete right off the bat, and we're going to give them every opportunity to do that. A handful of those will be enrolling early as well, so we'll be at a chance to get a peek at them early, and they'll get a 6-month jump start on some of the others. But we're excited about all of them. They all have been tremendous to recruit, them and their families. They've stuck with us throughout the season. They've been able to turn away other programs that have tried to come in and be loyal to Purdue. And in return, we're going to be loyal to them and try to help them achieve their goals. So we're excited. It's a great day. We're looking forward to building on this.
Yeah, Coach, obviously 19 players signed their national letter of intent today. You and your coaching staff have had the opportunity to kind of build that relationship with them through the recruiting process. Just what can you say about this recruiting class as a whole, the types of athletes, students, and just their character overall that are coming into this program?
Well, we're excited. We feel like that we've got a great crew of young men that want to come in and prove their worth and do some special things and get on the field early and develop into outstanding football players. At the same time, get a great education and have success beyond. So, we've committed to them to help them achieve their goals. Myself and our coaches, we're going to work our tails off to get that done. Surround them with a good football team that is going to continue to work and try to improve, and we're going to give these guys an opportunity to get on the field early, just like we always do. And if they're ready, they'll be on the field. And if they need a little more time, we'll continue to develop them. But they've been great to this point. No one has wavered. They've been consistent in their desire to want to come to Purdue, and that's rare in today's age. So we're excited to get them here.
Jeff, talk about the importance of landing Brady Allen and Joe Strickland.
Well, Brady Allen and Joe Strickland, in our opinion, are two difference makers. Outstanding talents, productive on the field, great work ethics, want to be at Purdue. We got a chance to be around them multiple times throughout the last couple of years, them and their family. You speak of Brady Allen, he's big, he's tall, he's got the prototypical size. He's a great student of the game. He can throw the football. He can see the field. And we feel like he's got a tremendous future, and we want to work extremely hard to help him develop those skills and be able to showcase what he's all about. But he took a lot of pride in not only committing to Purdue, but helping recruit our other prospects here, and was always involved and just was tremendous from the get-go. You talk to Joe Strickland, another special talent that we think can be outstanding. We're going to give him an opportunity to get on the field right away. Tremendous work ethic. He puts in the effort at the time. He's athletic. He plays hard. We've been fortunate to have George set the standard at that position the last 3 years of his work ethic and his desire to want to be great. Joe wants to try to repeat that, and I feel like he has an outstanding chance to do that. And tremendous family. They're a big part of it. And we've got a great opportunity to get a chance to know them and what they're about, and they're a big part of the process for Joe, but Joe's got a bright future, and we want to help him. Fortunately for us, those two young men you mentioned, Brady and Joe, will be able to enroll early and get here and have a whole spring under the belt.
And just discuss the push into Louisiana. You kind of dipped your toe there last year. You got 3 commits this year. Just kind of discuss that and the importance of hitting that state.
As in every year, you use your connections, and Coach Biaggi has coached down in Louisiana. His wife's from there. We've got some connections there. He's got great relationships with coaches. I've been down there with Marty quite a bit, so with him starting the process off and getting him involved with our position coaches, we've just had a lot of success. Getting what we think are really good football players. I got a chance this past week to go down there for a couple of days with Coach Biaggi and get a chance to be around those coaches. And Purdue's name carries a great deal of weight. And so Coach Biaggi's done a great job. All of our coaches have at taking their niche and developing it and utilizing that. We feel like the handful of players we got from Louisiana can come in here and be really good players for us.
4 offensive linemen signed. maybe a fifth will come. Just talk about that. That was the most popular position in this class. Just talk about the emphasis on the offensive line.
Well, for offensive linemen, for defensive linemen, that's always going to be a priority for us. You want to try to get as many guys that are as ready to play as you possibly can, but you got to still project a little bit and get some guys that you want to develop into really good players. And that position takes a lot of work. They don't get a lot of credit, but they put in all the dirty work, and you got to physically develop in the weight room. You got to be tough. You got to be able to play through some nicks and some strains. You got to be able to understand what you're doing on that side of the ball and play fast and be able to react to different things that are thrown at you. So it's a tough position that these guys don't get enough credit playing. We feel like we got a good crew of guys that can come in, some and play right away. Others, it may take a year or two, but they've got the work ethic, the background, the frame, the football production and history in high school that tells us that at some point they'll be really good players for us.
Are there more signees to come?
Well, there's always going to be more to come. This is a good class that we've signed to this point. We'll continue to work it, for the rest of the year. So not only through the end of February, but the rest of the year, and whatever additions we feel like can help our team, especially immediate needs, we will take those steps.
You probably look at Joe Strickland as the heir apparent to George at defensive end. Is there an heir apparent to David Bell in this class?
Well, I think with David, he was a special player. We were fortunate to get him to come to Purdue and put him in a position to do his thing and have a great career. I'm never going to sell anyone short. Curtis DeVille, we think, is a really strong receiver that has played a lot of positions. And until I see him, live on our field, I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure how early he'll get on the field, but he'll get an opportunity to. And I think he can do a lot of really good things for us because he is physically developed and has played a lot of football. And with Zion Steptoe, he's athletic. We recruited him for a long time. He was committed somewhere else. He found a way to come back to Purdue. He can play on the inside and outside. He's got some speed, some twitch, great personality, great work ethic. So both those guys will get an opportunity, and until we see them when they get here, which I think Zion will enroll early, Curtis will be in the summer. We'll see, but we've been able to play a lot of receivers, sometimes through just rotating guys in, other times through injury, and we've had some injuries. So they'll get a chance to showcase what they're all about either this spring or summer.
You picked up a commitment from Max Clare, the tight end, the other day. Just what made you take him? What about him you wanted to include in this class?
Well, we like both of our tight ends. When you talk to Charlie Kenrich, he's tough, he's physical, he's got a Purdue background, he can play a lot of positions, tight end, H-back, linebacker, you name it. But when you put on the film, he's going to hit you, and there's going to be no fear whatsoever when he plays. He's athletic, and we feel like he could get on the field early. When you think of Max Clare, we brought him in this summer. Was able to get him on, take a peek at him. We love what we saw. He committed to Duke. Some things happened there. We hung with him all year, so that's a credit to our coaches. He lives on the Indiana side of Cincinnati, and we just hung in there. We found a way to get him on a visit this past weekend with his parents, and he's a taller, athletic tight end that's going to have to fill out. He played some quarterback early on in his high school days, comes from a great program at Cincinnati St. X, but has the prototypical look that you're looking for that can continue to develop, but the athleticism with it. So both tight ends we feel like can come in and play, and we'll give them an opportunity once again to get on the field, but we like both of them.
Just one running back in the class with Kentrell Marks. What's his style? What can he bring to your running game?
Well, we're going to start both Kentrell Marks and Terrence Thomas as running backs for us. Both guys we feel like are really good players. When you talk to Kentrell, we love his makeup. He's played running back. He's been productive. He's put up great numbers. He's tough. He can play basketball. He's going to continue to develop his body. When he does, he can be really good. He's got some shiftiness to him. We really like Kentrell. We think he'd be a special player. Terrence can really play a lot of positions. Defensive back, return kicks, running back, in the slot, you name it. He played quarterback this past year for his team. Great makeup as well, great work ethic. Wants to be at Purdue. Had an injury that had to get fixed before the season that didn't get him back to midway through the year, but he's fully healed from that, and I think he can just play a lot of things for us.
Mo Amonade from West Lafayette. What do you like about him, and where does he kind of fit into what you guys want to do up front there?
Well, we really like Mo. We want to get the best talent in state we possibly can. It's a priority. Having somebody in your backyard that is a unique player was something that resonated with us. We got a chance to know him. We got a chance to watch him. He's strong. He's put together. He's got some quickness to him for his size. He played middle linebacker for his team. We'll have him on the defensive line to start off, and I think he can be productive. He'll have leverage when he plays naturally, but he is physically put together right now. And while he'll develop, he's pretty far along. And like him and his family, they were have been great. And I think Mo has an opportunity to, kind of gives you a little bit of a Branson Dean type of player. And I think he can get on the field pretty early just because he's physically far along as far as strength. He's a great wrestler. He'll enroll early also, and we're looking forward to getting him here.
If you could break down Brady Allen a little bit more, what about his skill set really appeals to you as a quarterback?
Well, when you look at Brady, he's got prototypical size that you don't get a whole lot. He's over 6'5". He can see the field. He's got a good motion. He can deliver the ball accurately. When it comes out of his hand and you watch him, he throws the ball very well. He's a student of the game. He studies it. He has all the quarterback traits that you're looking for as far as a leader: toughness, work ethic, good teammate, cares about winning. His desire to want to represent the state and come to Purdue is outstanding, so we appreciate that. Him and his family have been great. So I just think he has all the intangibles plus physical skills that you're looking for, and now it's about just getting him in the offense and seeing what he does best and building the offense and tailoring it around him and what he can be very effective at. But I just think he has a unique ability of throwing the ball with great size and some athleticism as well that is unique. And, coming here and enrolling early will give him a chance to develop very fast, and we look forward to helping him achieve his goals.
How has the transfer era changed the way you look at high school recruits?
Well, I think with us, as you look at the numbers, we've taken more high school recruits than probably a lot of places, and we still believe and that's a big part of the process for us. We're going to continue to recruit high school players and prospects and bring them in here and help them achieve their goals. But at the same time, you have to leave a little room, in our opinion, for older veterans that maybe if it's just 1 year, fine, or maybe a few more years to play, but can come in and you can address some slight needs that you think you have with your team. That's always beneficial, and I think we'll continue to do that. But high school prospects and the recruiting game is still important to us, and we're going to recruit this state hard in the surrounding area and certain areas that we've been productive at as well every year, and then just piece in transfers that we feel like can help us right away is what we're looking for.
There's probably more going on than ever in mid-December right now in college football with the transfer wire kind of hitting ahead right then and there. Obviously, all the coaching changes that happen this time of year. Do you think the early signing period should stay here, or do you think it should move up or move back, or do you have any opinion on that matter?
Well, you're probably asking the wrong guy just because I don't like a lot of change. So when it got changed to the December time frame, I think we've all adjusted to it. So I feel good about it. When you talk about moving it back, if it's to benefit players because of coaching change, okay, that could be in benefit. Other than that, I think a lot of these guys have been recruited a long time. They want to get their name on the dotted line and be able to move forward and not have all the limitations you have when you're not officially signed. They want to eliminate other schools trying to come in and bother them their entire senior year, which I think is not beneficial. So, whatever they think benefits the players, I'm for. But, at one point it was, having a signing day in June or July. I'm for that as well. So we'll adjust to whatever. I think a lot of young men want to sign and get that part over with so they can move forward with enjoying their senior year or getting somewhere early or being able to communicate on a daily basis without a lot of rules and limitations and getting playbooks and workout things and talking to their coaches. So, I'm not in favor of changing that unless it's to make it sooner.
Is there somebody in this class you feel like you stole? Somebody who got under-recruited or kind of overlooked or anything like that?
Well, that's hard to say. I like our whole class. I mean, I think, on the offensive side, 2 guys at the skill positions other than quarterback, 4 offensive linemen, 2 tackles, 2 interior guys. We feel good about where we're at there. And I talked about a few of them on the defensive side, 4 defensive linemen. Not only is Joe Strickland an outstanding talent, but Nick Carraway, and we think can be a really good player. And J.P. Dieter has got some physicality to him, athleticism, along with Mo. So we like those guys. Roman Petrie is tall, he's big, he's got a chance to develop and give you the prototypical size you're looking at. That his team won the state championship, so he's played a lot of good football. Dominic Moon's from in-state. He's got some toughness, athleticism to him, and then. In the secondary, I think getting Joe Jefferson here just recently, he had a really good senior year. He's a guy who maybe emerged a little later than others. We got on him a little bit later in the process because of that, but he's got a football background. His dad played in the NFL. His dad played for the Colts, played at Western Kentucky. Joseph is physical, and I think Jordan Buchanan's another prospect with a huge upside. I played with his brother, his dad. His dad played in the NFL for numerous years, played for the Colts. He's got some length to him, so he'll have to develop his body a little bit, but really good pedigree for those guys. And I just think that of the signees we have, we feel like all of them at some point in time can be very productive players.
You'd mentioned some guys who turned away other schools at the last second. Was there anybody you were sweating out here last week, not because you thought they were wavering, but because you knew that they were going to be in demand?
Well, you always worry about all your guys, we had some guys in Louisiana with the coaching change at LSU that, they tried to come in on a few of those that we've been able to fight off, and obviously the Brady Allens and the Joe Stricklands, you want to, make sure you do everything in your power to get, top in-state guys here, and between those guys and Mo and Dominic Moon, they've been great to us the entire time. So. All of them have a little bit of a story. Like I said, to their credit, with as much going on or not going on in each different case, they've been great to us, extremely loyal, honest, upfront, and we've vice versa been the same to them. So because of it, we were fortunate enough to get all of our commitments to this point, on board, and we're still, working to get a few more.
Just the extra significance of Joe and Brady in terms of the fact that obviously they're 2 really big in-state recruits, but also they chose you when, Purdue maybe wasn't necessarily hot.
Once again, I think that myself and our staff take a lot of pride in developing in-state talent and giving them a chance to come here and achieve their goals, and hopefully as fast as we can and continue to build on that. It's important to us. I stayed close to home when I played. So did my brothers, and so did some other guys on our staff. I just think it means a little bit more when you surround the team with the top in-state guys that want to take pride in representing Indiana football in this state and in this program, and get a chance to be a difference maker. And I think, there's a lot of easy decisions people can make, but making a decision to go to Purdue and be a difference maker and showcase what you're all about, and helping put Purdue football and the Purdue brand on the map is important. And then you build it around other really good quality players that want to be a part of it and want to do the same thing. So we'll recruit all over, and we'll concentrate in certain areas, but definitely in-state is the first priority you have to have, and you've got to make sure that you offer that opportunity to the top in-state prospects, and the ones that want to come, let's go. We've proven we can get it done, and we've got the facts to back it up, and if they don't, that's fine too. We'll move on to someone else.
What did it say about Karlaftis that he seemed to take a vested interest in getting Strickland here?
George has been great. He does everything you ask him more. He's just a great person, tremendous talent. He's worked hard to achieve the things he has to this point. He cares. He does things the right way. If you ask him to do something, he'll do it and work on it harder than you would even ask him to work on it. So I think he understood that Joe was a young prospect just like him. Joe had the opportunity to look up to George and see what he has accomplished. That made a difference. George and Joe hit it off as guys had a lot of respect for each other, and I just think Joe saw that, hey, this is what's happened with George. He's done it right here in his backyard. His family and friends have been a part of it. He's made a name for himself in year one. He's continued to move up the ladder to being a highly ranked prospect for this upcoming draft, and those things make a difference.
Just one last thing for me, just as you go back into the portal here, starting as soon as you leave here probably, what spots you looking most fervently after?
Well, we've been pretty active, and some things have been popping as we speak in the last couple of days, and probably will in the next few days. And there are certain limitations we have as far as numbers that we've got to just make sure we keep an eye on, and then throughout the spring to the summer, it may open a few more spots. But I think veterans at positions, you always will never turn down an offensive lineman that you think can come in and play right away. You'll never turn down a defensive lineman that you think can come in and play right away. I think at linebacker we have depth, so we're really not concentrating on there as much, even though I'll never rule out any position. At the skill positions on offense, a running back or receiver is always something that we look for. And then I think in the secondary, we were a little thin there as far as depth. So, anytime you get a chance to get a veteran there to come in, especially at corner, but in the secondary in general, we'll keep an eye on that.
Coach, obviously, some true freshmen didn't necessarily carve out a huge role this season in particular, but you've obviously had guys like David and George come in and play early. Just in your experience, what does it kind of take when these players make the jump from high school to college to see the field in their first year, and how did you kind of explain that to the recruits coming in this year?
We've had plenty of guys come here and play right off the bat and do a tremendous job, so I think we've got the background and the facts that's happened here in the last 4 to 5 years. There's other guys it's just going to take a little while longer, and it may be because they need to develop, maybe because they had an injury, maybe because they came in slightly injured, maybe because we have a veteran in that position that's really good, and they all understand it. So I feel like being honest with recruits, telling them exactly where they stand, what the depth chart is, how you see it happening, how you see it playing out, telling them you'll give them an opportunity no matter what to come in and compete, and if they can earn a spot right off the bat, here we go, let's roll with it. And if it takes them a little longer, we'll continue to work with them to help get that done. I think is important. So honesty, developing trust, communicating with players and their parents exactly how you see things, and then following through with it is important. And I just think as our recruits and parents of recruits come in here and speak to us, and then speaking to our players when we're not around with some things that we have set up that they can do, that allows them to get accurate information, and that's what we want. We're not into deceiving anybody or twisting anybody's arm to come to Purdue. We're going to recruit them the right way, tell them exactly what we think is going to happen, and if they feel that it's a great fit, here we go, let's run with it. If they don't, we're going to support their decision and move on to the next one.
Hey, Jeff, is there still a place for junior college recruiting for you guys? You even look there anymore?
We're not going to rule out that part of football. I think, once again, whether it's a veteran transfer or a junior college transfer, if they have a year or two and we feel like they can fit one of those needs and get on the field right away, we will not rule that out.
Last question from Mike.
Any update like on Samisi or any other guys applying for hardship years to get an extra season?
On Samiza, we've not gotten official word on that. I feel like we've got a really good case, and he's really rehabbed very well, and I think he'll be healthy when it's all said and done. So I'm optimistic that we can get that done. Is there anybody else in particular?
Greg Long.
Greg, I'm not as optimistic about. I'm not going to rule fully out, but I don't know if we can get that done. And we've communicated that with Greg, so he's been great. He's played at a high level for us coming in from UTEP when he didn't get on the field a whole lot and going through a lot of things and having some hard obstacles to get through in his personal life. The great thing about Greg is he's got a tremendous personality, gets along with the whole team. He's extremely well liked. He loves being here, so we'll always try to do what we can for him, but I'm not optimistic we can get another year on for Greg.
And any of your guys that have exhausted their eligibility, like Aiden taking advantage of the COVID year, have any of those guys made that decision and where those numbers might stand for you?
Well, we've talked to some individuals in that situation, and some guys are ready to say, and others want to finish the bowl game and make a decision after that. So, we have an idea on certain people that I could help if you ask specifically. But in general, we want to leave that open just in case someone changes their mind or thinks differently, when the season's over and the holidays come around.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you guys.